Live with intentions, live with a purpose. Empower your dreams, make it happen today. No matter your age, rise and shine. Live boldly, live authentically. It's your time to rise and shine. Empower life with Cleopatra. Awaken the best version of you. Your journey starts today. You've got one life to live. Love yourself, be kind to others, break free and let your spirit soar. Empower life with Cleopatra. Will help you awaken the best version of you. Empower life with Cleopatra. Empower life with Cleopatra.
Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. There seems to be some gremlins trying to mess up my theme music. So, guys, if you were hearing these pauses in the when the theme music was playing, apologies. Not quite sure what that was, but welcome to the show. Welcome. If you're here, put something in the chat for us. I have already said hello to you guys in my royals in the chat. We got a fantastic show tonight for you. And let me just start because listen, we have no time to faff about tonight. So welcome once again, guys. Now, for those of you who thought we were done, we are not done, guys. We're not done, baby. We only scratched the surface last week. Okay. Part one lit up the comment section. Honestly, the inbox, the DMs, you all went off. But the truth is, we didn't even finish peeling these onions, guys. Honestly, with just so much going on. Hi, Riri, you're already in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. We didn't finish peeling it at all. So tonight, we are diving back in. We're diving back in deeper, louder, bolder, even realer, right? But before we explode this conversation wide open, smash that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please smash the subscribe button, click on the bell, and share this link with somebody. Share it with your tribe, guys, even your enemies. Just share it, okay? Because, guys, what's coming tonight might just make you rethink everything about love, dating, and faith in this wild modern world that we're in. And hey, guys, to my returning viewers, thank you so much. You guys, you know that you're the heartbeat of this movement. You guys know that. You guys know that you are. And guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your support. If you're new here, welcome to the family. We get raw here, guys. If you're new, we get real. But we do it with grace, passion, and fire. So get used to it, okay? If you got a confession, if you got a love story, if you got a dating horror tale to tell, just email me at empowerlifewithcleopatra at gmail.com. All right. You just might be featured in the next episode. All right. Now, let's talk about the next episode. We are going to be having a resident doctor coming on the show from time to time to discuss medical issues, right? So if you've got any medical issues that you would like to discuss, that you'd like to address, or the doctor to answer, please send me an email, all right? And just state what that issue is. Send it to empowerlifewithcleopatra at gmail.com, right? And he will be our guest for next week's show. Next week, we're going to be talking about arthritis next week. So please just bear that in mind, right? So last week, we asked about the question, is modern love broken? And my royals, the answers were very explosive, as you would know, right? We talked about ghosting, catfishing, Christian dating, single parenting, hustling for hope, and that will probably never, they probably will not get because of the wrong kind of people sometimes you find on these dating sites. And the never-ending war between purity as a Christian and passion, trying to, not be tempted by bodily hormones and all that. And then, there was just a lot of truth to fit in one night. So we decided we'll come back. In fact, you guys asked for us to have another part two tonight. So this is the reckoning where masks will come off. All right. All the excuses will crumble and we'll have real talk tonight. Okay. Because love in 2025, right? It's not for the faint hearted. All right. It's like speed dating meeting spiritual warfare, and temptation is disguised as connection and all sorts of things, you know. Listen, we are going all the way in tonight with my royals. We got 4 fire power coming back. We got, you guys, you saw them last week, right? 4 brilliant minds, 4 fearless hearts, 4 voices that shook the table last week, and they're ready to flip it again tonight, guys. So first of all, Mercy, she'll be joining at some point. She's running a bit late. Mercy G, the bold truth teller, the founder of One Life, One Love, with 24 years in health and social care, a trauma-informed warrior, changing lives across the UK and beyond, you know? And when Mercy speaks, you feel it in your bones. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Next, we've got Ronica Bailey, otherwise known as Ruth, the beautiful one, a former Metropolitan Police officer who's seen every side of human behavior: tragic, hilarious, outrageous, with a lens shaped by great humor and wisdom. And she brings the kind of insight only her personal, social, and career experiences can bring tonight. And guys, if you have pets and if you love your pets, just hide them, okay? Because forget it. When it comes to pets, she loves pet more than she loves human beings. All right. So, you know. And then we got Jules, guys. You guys know there is a familiar face here. He's a filmmaker, cybersecurity expert, corporate trainer, health and safety analyst, a PhD researcher, a man who can talk algorithm and emotions in the same sentence. Smart, sharp, and always ready to challenge the narrative. And finally, the one and only proud dad, soon to be granddad again. Tech genius he is, a traveler, a gadget lover, and unapologetic truth sayer he is, with 18 years in engineering and data center management across the UK and EU. Gary sees patterns where others see chaos. All right. So you can see that I'm not playing tonight, guys. I've got the best here tonight. So welcome back, my royals. Welcome to my guests who are here, because tonight they are not just guests, they are the catalyst for truth tonight. So let's just welcome them. Thank you so much for joining, Ruth, and Mercy when she joins as well, and Gary and Jules. So who's here? Okay, so keep joining, guys. Keep joining. And if you're here, please put something in the chat. Okay. Now let's just reignite the flames, right? Last week, you guys said, Cleopatra, we need some more. So tonight, we are diving straight into the deep end with some unfiltered questions. And I want you in the chat, guys, to answer along. You know, you need to comment, you need to debate, disagree if you want to disagree. You know, just show my guests that you also are ready and you're in it. So the first question I'm going to ask is, why do people crave love but run from commitment? I'll start with Jules.
Right. I want to start with the fact that it's not love they crave for, but they crave for lust. Because if people do really understand what love is all about, they'll know that love is sacrifice. Love is holding on the hand of the person they claim to love to lift the person up from a situation and get the person into a better position. That way, you elevate yourself, you help yourself, and you have a free mind to do whatever you want to do. And I want people to understand that around every other thing they look at, when you talk about love, you talk about companionship, you talk about sharing together, you talk about being one soul, one mind at every point in time. If I am relating to Cleopatra or relating to Ruth, I should always know that our mind should sync at every point in time. If I'm talking to Gary in respect of what we're doing, most of my friends are my colleagues. I don't keep friends. But if we're working together, we become friends. And that builds a bigger family. And that's why I say it. Commitment comes within that space. If you are committed, if you put your mind you get involved into what you're doing, I don't see the reason why you're going to break it, because you're working for positivity. You're working for a strength that will make a better circle than breaking out from it. If 3 legs or 4 legs stands to hold a table and you break out, then you're making a big mistake, because that leg, instead of 4, drops to 3. There's no standard measure that will make that table to stand when there's 3. Thank you.
All right. Thank
But
you.
you didn't say, why do they run from commitment though?
Yeah, that's the question I asked. Why do people crave love,
Yeah.
but run away from commitment? Gary, maybe you might want to take that.
I disagree. One thing is about it's not love, it's lust. I think people do crave love, and love comes in many different forms. And so, if I was to meet someone and say, like, will you walk hand in hand with me down the seafront, or down up the boulevard, or through the park, or lay down with me and look into each other's eyes and speak like loveliness, or have romantic meals when I want, I'll commit to you, because I'll get what I want when I commit to you. And so, and that's a massive thing with committal. People generally only commit when they get what they want. And so it's not right. So love is not guaranteed. And so we're not running from true love. It's just that I'm not going to guarantee unless it was more so guaranteed. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
But again, running from commitment, because I personally, I love to love. I love the euphoria, the joy of love. I love the butterflies you feel in your stomach when you meet somebody. I love everything about love. But but the thing is that people are afraid to commit, because I, for example, am single and I want to stay single because I fear of being hurt. That's my fear. So that you're in love, but you run away from that committed relationship, because there's many reasons why.
So you're running away from commitment, or
maybe it's
possibility of fear. So
I've been single for a while, and you know that. I mean, I love to be in love. I love that thing. I love cuddling. I love loving and all that sort of. But I almost self-sabotage a relationship because I fear being hurt. I feel abandonment. I feel
you're going to be single for a little while longer now. You said.
It's true. It's true. No, but the reason why I'm single is because I've made a choice to be single for a little while. Maybe because of what happened a couple of years ago. About the passing of my last partner, and so I just fear getting into that feeling again, that euphoria again, for it to be just taken away. So I think that's why some people run away from commitment. I could think of other reasons, but I'll leave it to Jules, because Jules
I want to ask you, Ruth, please. Are you scared of being of a broken commitment? That's why you're not in a relationship, or you're scared of breaking your own commitment? That's why you don't get into a relationship.
As I said last time we were on the podcast, I said that I'm single personally because I like my peace. I like my own space. I like my own bubble. I have fun at home with my kids. I have fun at home with the pets. I just go out and do whatever. I've got no commitment to anybody.
We call that going into error mission. So we kind of take a step back to just get peace of mind. Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
So, hello, hi, Mercy.
Hello, Mercy.
Am I allowed to join the party?
Yes.
Let's carry on.
But another reason why this is a question that you're going to ask later on, Cleopatra. About meeting people. At my age, I barely go out. I don't socialize, and unless I meet the man of my dreams in Sainsbury's, I'm not meeting anybody. So that's another reason why I'm single, because I don't, do that social thing anymore. I don't do the friend thing anymore, the family thing anymore. So but I think I've made a choice, because I don't go on apps anymore or whatever. But I am afraid of commitment because I'm afraid of being hurt. I'm afraid of not abandonment, but I'm afraid of that love that I love, the loving feeling that I love, being taken away. And so I almost self-sabotage to a certain extent.
I think you should go to Tesco's and the rest of them. And definitely in a car park you can see that one. That's one guy somewhere hanging out there. Maybe the kind of thing that.
Okay, let's see what Mercy. Why do people crave love instead of commitment?
I think love is something that is a feeling. Commitment is an action, that goes along with the love. And so it can somewhat be easy to love or not. But when you add that commitment element to it, it means that you actually have to do something about it. And so it may be easier to crave it, but maybe not easier to follow through. And like Ruth was saying before, some of us are just afraid of the action that has to go with it, especially when you have been burnt or you've been there, done that, or you've gone through certain milestones as well, and sometimes it's circumstantial, sometimes it's situational. I think when you get to a certain age, there's more to it than just love and commitment. And I think that's all it is. I was talking to someone the other day and they're like, oh, why wouldn't you want to date? And why? And I'm like, well, the person can be kind, caring, and nice. But at the same time, I've got circumstances and I've got responsibilities, and kind, caring, nice doesn't always fit in with all of the other things. So, someone does need to have a level of commitment depending on your situation or circumstance. So, yeah, I think.
Okay.
True love is commitment. True love is commitment.
Because I was going to say
some
that.
people are just lazy. Some people
I'm not committed. I'm not in love with you.
But exactly, because I was going to say at the end of the day, if you love somebody,
you should be committed.
You should be committed to that love, to that
person.
Not say, yeah, you want love. What you want then is lust. What you want is just bodily contact or whatever, and everything else.
And you zoom away.
But I agree with what Liz is saying, because there's so many things that are commitment. Time is commitment. And if you've got other things going on, and then you want to take away from that and put time into finding true love or craving love or whatever, then doesn't quite.
And sometimes you can crave something, but it doesn't mean it's good for you. You can crave something, but it doesn't mean it's right for you. You can crave something, but it doesn't mean that that thing that you crave is what you need at that time, or what you can even handle at that time. It's just like a food craving.
Absolutely.
So craving love it's like it's two different things. We have to be real with where people are at. And sometimes, love it's that question. It goes back to, is love enough? It's not always enough. It's not enough.
That's where you bring in love management. There's love management now.
Yeah, but they might not be the person. You fall in love with somebody, but they might not be the person for you. They might not be your person.
Absolutely.
And then understand the person before you get into it.
That's the chance you take.
Seriously.
It's a chance, yeah. But
I some people are so easy to fall in love with, but it doesn't.
Stop. Are you for real?
Mean that.
Are you sure? Are you serious?
Let me take this.
Let
me take these comments from the. Let me take these comments in the chat. I think what you were saying earlier, Ruth, Joel training, because I remember, I think it was just when you were saying it that I saw, he said, well said. So I think they agreed with your comment, Ruth. And they also said the fear of being hurt. Yeah, just like you said. And Robin says, everyone is wary of all those. Trust is the key to all. And hi, Mr. Akin Square. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Actually, I didn't even give everybody a shout out. Robin, thanks for joining. Geo Training, thank you for joining. Riri, thank you once again for joining. And everybody else who's joined. And then Akin says, problem. Oh, Robin says, at Ruth, if I wasn't a Cleopatra man, I would be a Ruth man. And don't worry, Mercy, you are You're well in there too.
Who is this guy?
Where's my camera? Where's my
Who is
camera?
this guy that wants to take all the ladies on the platform?
He
Who is
wants the
he?
bag
Ah,
of
Robin,
three.
our dear Robin. Our dear
I've got a
Robin.
hook. I've got a gun. You should be careful.
I've got my two protectors, my brother and Jules.
And
Jules has got a
Jules.
gun. He's armed.
I can say his problem
I
is we are
don't
all
quite know Jules' intentions yet, so
Yeah.
No, I don't understand. He wants all the ladies. They're like, if he's not a Cleopatra man, he will be a roots man. All of a sudden, he become messy. Wow.
at the end of the day, he's a man. He has he's a lion. He has to shoot his shot. Get
I
in
got
there
fire.
first, just in
I got
case.
fire.
Can't blame the man. You know what I'm saying? I can say problem is we all are made to see or believe things in a certain way. People are different and have different needs, be it love, lust, or what can work for them. Love is commitment, but
Absolutely.
lust might go out. Absolutely, I agree with you. And
Mhm,
Robin says
mhm.
it takes a long time for love. The first 2 years is just lust, and explained scientifically with pheromones. Exactly. It's when you get to the status quo that love shines through. I think I agree with that as well. Akin, yes, thank you for joining. Bumi, thank you so much for joining as well. Hi to you. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for joining. Otumba, thank you for joining. He says, my experience after 2 marriages, love could be not so easy to define.
It's true.
Very
Yes,
true.
Very true.
Okay, let's go back to single parents then. Should single parents wait until marriage to introduce someone new to their children?
No,
Ruth?
no,
Yeah, can I
no.
just say something? It doesn't
Ruth,
you don't have to be married, but I
Mm.
think you do have to have some sort of commitment of some kind. Make sure you trust that person for a very, very, very long time before you introduce your children to them. You have to remember that the children are everything to you, but the children, you're their world. You could potentially disrupt their little bubble. And not only that, you could be introducing somebody that's nefarious. You could be introducing somebody hasn't got good intentions. You can introduce people that's really lovely. I mean, I've seen videos where a child has asked a step parent to adopt them, and they collapse in cuddles, and everyone's crying. That's very rare. Most of the time you see, you're not my stepdad, you're not my stepmom.
You come as a package anyway.
You come as a package.
And the thing is, it's probably more or just as important and more important for your child to like them and feel safe around them than it is for you to love them and trust them.
Exactly. Trust
around your children as well. You know what I mean? So
what I'm saying is that you have to get beyond. I mean, you think of yourself and you need love, and you're feeling lonely and you want your relationship, but you definitely have to think about the children. Get beyond the honeymoon period and make sure you go through challenges first to see if you can actually be in a long-term relationship.
You won't get beyond the honeymoon period if your child don't like them.
That's it. They don't have, just because you like them, the child doesn't have to like them. That's I 100% agree. Yeah, definitely.
So what would it be then? Would you rather wait until you definitely know that you are getting married before because you won't be able to spare them just in case it doesn't
I want to know that
out.
my child is comfortable around that person. I want to know that my child likes them or is comfortable around them and feels safe around them. I want to know that my child is safe, not just feels safe, but is safe around them.
Can I just say personally, I don't want to take this too long, but when I was dating, I used to say, I'm going out with my friends as a plural. I wouldn't say friend, I wouldn't say boyfriend, I wouldn't say my man, because I want to make sure 100% that I'm going to trust that person enough to introduce them into my bubble, my family.
I think
because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people they'll bring whoever willingly into their house.
I think there's the cultural kind of element of things, and
Absolutely.
I think coming from an African background myself, but growing up here, what I have noticed is that we're very uncle auntie, and so and we're also very respecting, i.e., the child must always respect the adult's decision. And so even from being a child and seeing my aunts and uncles when their marriages have ended and they've had someone new, it's always been, oh, that's Uncle so and so. And so you never really knew, but you knew, kind of thing. You weren't really sure, but you had an idea. Personally, I do think, being that single mum, I do think it's essential that you have to think of the bigger picture, because it's not just about you. You know, you're responsible for other lives, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or whatever, and you're responsible for those lives. And so your key responsibility, that person that you're bringing in, they're grown. Whatever their mama did or didn't do for them ain't your problem. Because they can step, but your children can't, and you're going to be left to pick up the pieces. So I do really think it's important to make sure you're sure before you kind of introduce that person as your next person. There may be an element whereby it's, oh, okay, you're getting to know them and you don't even know where it's going, but because of your circles, it may be that, or I don't know, different interactions, they may meet that person. But I think even in those settings, it's important to kind of let them know, okay, this is another uncle. And I call them community uncles, just like I call them community aunts, you know. And I think it's safer that way, if you're still in that kind of getting to know phase, because it is important to see how they interact with your children as well. So saying it verbally is one thing, and being sure, you may be really sure, but until you actually see the interaction, there has to be a transition time. Until you actually see how they flex, you're not going to know.
I think it's a bit of an odd one, because when you get your children to call adults uncle and auntie, and then you do marry them, and then they're like, where's your mum with uncle? Hold on. Really?
Okay, so yeah, I think that is a problem, but it is a problem. It can be confusing for them, but they grow up and they know. And I'll say from personal experience, and having had that experience myself, one of my children still calls an ex-partner dad to this day. Why? Because she was quite young when he came into the picture. And I do expect that level of respect. I do kind of, once I feel like this is a long-term relationship, you know, it's going to move forward, I expect my children to give that person that level of respect, just as I expect that person to respect the child as well. So I do, and I'm happy, even now, even though we're not together anymore, she still calls him dad, and I'm still okay with that. I'm not happy with him. He's not being a dad to the ones, you know, it may not be great for the ones that he has, but he still acknowledges that as his child, and I'm cool with that. You know, I think it's still important to teach them that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit different to that. Mum and dad are mum and dad. That's it.
Yeah, but it's the role. It's the role they play, though.
Right.
It's the role you play. I've like, that person has played a role as a dad. Has been there. So I wouldn't expect
I
wouldn't expect that drop of respect. He's been there, he's done the father things, and if they're doing all those things, I think blood is one thing, but when someone is playing their role and they're playing that role well, then give respect to where respect is due.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah,
because
they still do that.
It's an African thing as well, isn't it? In Africa, you know, we're big on respect. We're big on respecting your elders. So I don't have to be blood for you to respect me, for you to call me auntie. You know, I don't have to be, you know, if I'm old enough to be your auntie, you call me auntie. That's how we do it. And that's the respect. And that's how we were brought up. So when I see, you know, we're all, you know, in the so-called third, modern world or whatever. But roots is roots, because it just adds that element of respect for a younger person to call somebody old enough to be your mom, auntie.
Yeah.
Not call them by their first name. I used to find that like, I'm old enough to be your mother. Don't call me by my first name. Put some respect, you know, to me. All right. Don't call me by my first, because that's how we were raised. I really struggled with that for a while. You know,
It's not just an African thing. It's a Caribbean thing as well. It's you know what I mean. But I think the lines are a little bit more blurred. I think, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's community, everyone's uncle and auntie and community aunt.
I
And then my
like that.
children have to
I like
say,
that one.
"Are you really
Community.
related?" I'm like, "No, that's your community uncle."
You
It's
know,
all
I
right,
like that one there.
you know.
oh,
But yeah, I think
the
it's about the
community.
role. I think more important is about the role. If
Yeah.
somebody if somebody is playing that part, if they are sacrificing, if they're giving, if they're treating that child as their own, I think it's right to kind of say, look, it's deserving for them to be, you know, in that way. Not that you just willingly say, okay, yeah, that's your dad because I'm in a relationship with him. Call him dad.
they have
That's
to
your
earn it.
dad. No. No, there has to be, you know, that person needs to be playing the role. So I wouldn't happily be, you know,
on an individual basis.
yeah.
I strongly believe that if I've got something to do with you, and I think my mind, though men fall in love differently from the way women fall in love. But if I've got something to do with you, I should make my children know that I've got something going on with you instantly. So they won't disrespect you. They won't see you on the street and walk past you. And at that time, I do that introduction, they start to acknowledge because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So in
Yeah,
order
what if
not
it
to,
doesn't last?
General parenting.
Jules,
That's general parenting.
Yeah, but if you're in a
Regardless if
relationship,
you're doing something with that person, that's general parenting. So your child should show respect to an elder.
do you listen to, do you hear a question?
Doing anything with
Cleopatra said, is it important to introduce your kids to your partner? So
Yeah.
if you become a partner to me, why am I not going to introduce you to my kids?
no,
Why am I
But why
keeping
if
it?
you're just in the dating phase?
They're an adult anyway. It's what you introduce them as, and that's what we're saying with Mercy about auntie and uncle and mum and dad and all them sort of
or friends.
Because the question was,
No, because I don't keep, I'm not in the act of keeping friends.
It's general parenting anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Jules, you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out. So are you going to keep introducing your children to these people that just don't work out?
That's why I'm not in a relationship. I don't rush into it. I don't even try to get into it.
That's not the only reason.
So if I'm going to get into it, I will make sure my kids get to know who you are,
but
and vice versa. And if you have kids,
if your relationship doesn't work out, children have a sense of loss as well. It's not fair on the children. I don't think you should introduce them too early. I think you should have a full commitment. But you're saying literally introduce them right at the beginning and say, right, you have respect for this person because I'm seeing this person. They might not be your person. They might not
I'm
be
not
the
going to push them to have respect for the person instantly. And why am I going to get in a relationship when I can see the red flags? So it's good for us to see red flags and start putting on the commitments there. If I see red flags.
Let me take this comments so that I can go into the next question because I'm looking at time already. Ooh, wow. Solomon, hello, Mr. Solomon. Thank you for joining. Robin says, I love the lovely ladies of power, you know, mentally, and if time and situations allow, physically too. Okay. Bumi says, I think yes, unless your children are much older, then it doesn't matter. So that was the question. Like, do you wait until marriage before you introduce your children to your partner? Do you wait till then? And
no,
says
everyone gets married.
Thinks yes, or except they are older, then it doesn't really matter whether you introduce them now when you just start dating or later. Otumba says it's better to consider introducing the relationship from the beginning. No reason hiding anything. We always know the beginning and not the end. Mr. Solomon says single parents date first for a while outside the home until they can trust that a person and committed before introducing them to the children. Joel,
That's right.
Joel Training says 100% commitment before you introduce anyone to your kids.
But commitment doesn't mean marriage. Commitment doesn't have to mean marriage. I think that's where the clarification needs to be had. Commitment, I think, needs to be like, okay, we're doing this. You know, we've been doing it for a little while. Let's take things further and introduce you to the family, to the children. And I think that needs to be a shared responsibility. I think for women, there's definitely, I know from experience, and I don't know why this is, but I find that the men are quicker to want to meet the children and quicker to want to be daddy. The ones that I've known of. And that for me has always been, oh, okay, wait, I need to get to know you first. You know, let me have a little time with you first. Let's kind of set a foundation so that we know what we're putting on the table. But I don't know what it is, but I do find that men are the ones that I know of, should I say, let's not generalize, are quick to want to, you know, come into the home and, you know, meet the children.
Robin says your instincts would tell you whether your child would like them. Any doubt? No. Next step is introduce your friend to your kids in a neutral environment and see what their instincts would say. And then he says, though people do often put on a front when they know they are about to be tested. That's another
Can I
thing.
just say something? There are professional groomers as well that are very good at infiltrating them. Well, they're getting into a family unit. I'm talking about the bad side of it. I mean, there's good side, you know, but there's also groomers that are manipulative and they know exactly what they're doing, and they can go into your relationship. They think that you're the best thing since sliced bread.
Love bombing.
And love bombing. That's right, exactly. And then they get to your kids. I'm talking about the nefarious side of things. I'm talking about the bad side. So it's good. There's bad things, but there's also groomers, and groomers seem to be the best people in the whole world, and they align to your family, and they everything about them is perfect, and that's how they get to that family unit, and then they do whatever they do.
And let's keep it real, it's different for men than it is for women, because obviously, and I do find this, like Ruth is saying, to be the case, there are men, and you know, you call them groomers, but I call them predators. They look for single women, single mothers, and they prey on their vulnerabilities to, you know, believing that they need a man, and you know, they come in one way, nice, sweet, you know, the sweetest, the nicest thing since sliced bread and butter and plantain, because you can't have that without plantain. And then, you know, and then they quickly turn into something very sour as soon as they've got their foot in the door, because they've got what they want. And that is very real, and this is experience real.
Definitely.
Was that?
Right now, we're all saying it's men, not all, but is that just a male thing? Because there are women predators as well. There are women predators. There are, but I think they're fewer. Single fathers out there as well, with a few dollars, and a woman will do whatever she can to infiltrate, as Ruth says, get into the family to get what they want, to turn the children against their father. Yeah, do whatever she has to do.
Yes.
To get to that.
Yes, that's very, very true.
But
that's very true about the women, but it is predominantly men that are predators or groomers or whatever. But you're absolutely right about the women. The women do that as well, especially if there's a man with money. They try to isolate the children so that they can get to their money. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, the comments are coming in thick and fast, so I'm going to breeze through them quickly and then go on to the next question. Black Man is Fair, thank you again for joining this week. Thank you. When a woman loses her first role with a man in a family, does that mean she stops building the family and the children don't get a family anymore? Okay, I don't quite understand. What's the first role? When a woman loses her first role with a man in a family, does that mean she stops building the family? Are you saying that when she breaks up with a man, with her partner, you need to clarify yourself? Black Man is Fair. Robin says, or mother for the anti-route. Okay. Black Man is Fair. America is about freedom. We are all raised, but then we become ourselves and we want to express our real thoughts and actions, and usually do even if it's wrong or right. Yeah, okay, I agree. Jules, this is Robin saying to you, Jules, I disagree. You do not introduce yourself to the kids as being a significant other. Fine to mention to your kids that you would really like this lady, but no pressure or surprises should be applied.
Mm.
Um, and then in America, we put on acts of cordial so we don't offend people. But in real mind, when we get away from the setting, we cut up the. Okay, Black Man is Fair. I think you are you're moving away from the discussion because I don't quite understand what you're saying. If you could just, yeah, be a bit clearer. Yeah, we tend to keep it real and understand and put on the act. I think men should lead in whatever he's trying to do, and if the woman likes it, she will follow. Find too many women want to control everything about how a relationship should go with her. Ooh, okay. Mr. Solomon says you cannot have marriage without commitment. It is commitment that leads to marriage. Okay. And there is also women looking to be groomed and ripe for grooming, whether where another woman is not. A Black Man is Fair. And what else again? Akin says, what if marriage isn't the end goal? I mean, there's some men who don't want to get married, just the same way like Ruth said. Women, there's some women who do not also want to get married as well. So if marriage is not the end goal, do you still not introduce your partner to them? But if you both are ready to just have a long-term relationship without marriage, I guess there's nothing wrong with still introducing them if you both know that you're going to be in a long-term committed relationship.
Yeah, this day and age, you don't have to be married, to introduce your children. It could be just a long-term relationship, committed relationship.
Yeah,
and you know that that's your person.
yeah. Let's talk about dating apps. Ooh, child. Are dating apps truly a gateway to love, or just traps for heartbreak and danger? Ruth.
Right. Okay. As I said before, the only way that I'm going to ever meet anybody is if I go to Sainsbury's, Lidl's, or I look at someone across from the car or whatever. I don't go on apps. Yeah. But I know, and the thing is, though, I don't know if people. Well, I know you guys know, but I work for the police, and I know the dangers of apps. So I'm not talking about catfishing. I'm not talking about the people that manipulate you for money, because you go on TikTok, and virtually 98% of people try to manipulate you for money. The good thing about apps is that you have, I can't think of a word, but all of a sudden you go from zero to, you put your details in, you put your requirements in, and then you've got 37, 30, 40, 50 people that want to know you and want to meet you and that sort of thing. That's the good thing about it. But the bad thing about apps is, as I said, the catfishing and the people pretending to be somebody that they're not. But there's dangerous things about apps as well, because I can go to the extreme. I can wait till everybody else speaks, but there's one case, for example, where, and I think it was on TikTok and I think it was on social media, where a woman met a man and they were talking for about 6 weeks, and she grew to trust him. She went into his house, opened the front door, was standing in the passageway, and then he opened the living room door, and everything in the living room was covered in plastic, from the walls to the furniture to the floor, plastic sheeting everywhere. So whatever he had for that girl after he met her on this app, as it were, was not good. Luckily, she had that vibe and she knew that there's something not right before she saw the plastic sheeting, and then she made a run for it. But that's what I'm saying. When you meet people on apps, they could be anything they want, you want them to, but they can be very, very dangerous. I'm talking about the extreme because where I work, I see the extreme. But also it's a great way of meeting loads of people where you wouldn't ordinarily meet people. But you have to be careful.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I know people who are still married. They've been married for 15, 16, 20 years and they met on an app. But those stories are usually few and far between, because I also know people who met on Facebook and other apps or whatever that are literally looking to just right now, because they had such nasty experiences. Yeah, Gary.
Apps are just another medium. I think every close interaction with another human being is a gateway to potential heartbreak or danger, or both. Do you know what I mean? So whether you're friends and benefits, platonic partnership, whether you're in a relationship, whatever you're in, it's a gateway to potential heartbreak or danger. And it's as simple as that. So it's not just apps.
Okay.
Apps are just another medium.
Okay. Jules.
Well, for me, the apps they don't know unless you want to have fun. And if you're having fun, that's the truth. If you're having fun, you need to be careful. When I say
Yeah.
careful, extremely careful, because most apps are like a trap, and you don't know when you're in. You lose money, you lose your life, you lose your consciousness, and you're doing something in an extreme.
Okay.
Sorry, guys,
Well,
there's
Mark,
something.
you
There's
have to
something.
go
Something.
through an app for that.
No,
You
some
meet
people are calling my
someone,
phone.
potentially you get
So
heartbreak and have danger.
yeah, so I don't agree or I don't accept people. Even if you meet someone on the app, make sure you know the guy very well, and make sure you know the lady. Some ladies are used on the app to set guys up, vice versa. So men are used to set some ladies up as well. So
Catfish.
I wouldn't say that's just the best. Technology is going every day. Like I said to you guys earlier, the modernity of things, a lot of things are evolving. Back in the days, what is happening about the apps are the things that we used to do when we read Mills and Boom. You know, those romantic novels. We read them, we fantasize. It's really happening like you are part of it, you're involved in it. And that's what's going on. Most of the apps are going on. So you do them, you read them, you leave them, and walk away for your self consciousness, for the safety of your heart and your mind. That's my little advice.
Okay. Thank you. Mercy.
I think we need another show for me. I agree with Gary. I think I agree with Gary. There's so many different platforms, like you said, there's Facebook, there's anybody can be whoever they want to be. And when you throw AI into the picture now, back in the day, AI wasn't there. Now AI is in the picture. AI can be anybody they want to be. You can have the head of one person and the body of Mercy G. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? But I get it. I get why they want my body. I get why they want my face. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the reality of it, though. That is the reality of it. It's now got to a place whereby you do have to be mindful, but life, relationship, all of it is a risk, and there has to be a level of discernment when you're kind of doing anything, really, if you're that kind of person. Now, I I was on a dating app like 7 years ago, and it was set up for me. I wasn't sure what was on it, and then I went on it, and I was like, oh, okay, and I was really intrigued. And then I kind of left it, and my cousins came, and they're like, yo, why are you single? Like, we set this thing up for you and put it up again. And so I looked on it again, and I saw all these messages from 7 years back that I didn't see, same people from 7 years ago, still trying now. And I'm thinking, why are you still single, mate? 7 years ago, and you're still on my case now. Why are you still single? But what that did for me is that it made me realize that actually there's a lot of people trying to get into relationships out here. And people are still in the business of looking for love, or Jules says, it's for fun, but there are some people that are serious. Some people will state friendship only. Some people will state relationship. I don't understand why you're looking for a woman or a man, and you're there and you put in a picture where you're just like slumped and looking stupid. I don't get it. You put your best foot forward, and some of these pictures that are uploaded, men, if you're out there and you're on a dating app, us women do not look at pictures when you're looking a bit, like you don't really care. You gotta have a bit of a presence, make yourself look decent. Make yourself look nice, not that you're just coming and you're dressed anyhow and you're slumped and all them things. Then you expect me to look in your direction. No,
You're right.
it's not gonna work.
You're completely right, Mercy. I met a guy on the dating app, and I said, you know what, let's meet. This guy was so good looking. He was gorgeous. He had a body, he had everything. I thought, oh my goodness, it's my lucky day. I went into a car park. I was sitting in the car, and I watched this old man shuffling towards me with a walking stick. And I looked at him, thinking, I think this can't be the same guy. And I said, hi, are you? And it was, his photograph was 20 years old. And I said, your photograph is 20 years old. And he said, yeah, but I still look the same. I'm going,
in your mind, yeah, okay.
He needs to go Specsavers. That's what he needs to do.
You saw the man shuffling towards me. He looked like he'd just come from the betting shop, and he had a
Lucky you.
Yeah, but it was 20. But the thing is, though, Mercy's right. You got to put an up-to-date or a good photograph.
Come on, man. Stop deceiving people, because we're going to see you at some point. And then there's the ones who are on Facebook and then they say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a minister, I'm a this, I'm a that. And when you have the conversation, the only thing they're ministering to is their food, because them belly look big, like, so them not stop eat. That's the only thing they've been ministering to is food. It's like, really? Minister of what? You know, just tell the truth.
I think they should also have smell-o-vision, because I met one guy. I'll tell you what, when I saw this guy, he was gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And then he got into my car, and I swear to God, the smell was so bad. I could taste the smell. It was so bad. It made my car warm with the smell of his BO. It was so bad. I'm sorry, you're not happy.
Nice.
You need to leave.
That is not nice.
But I was thinking this guy couldn't even have a shower before he.
Maybe he did. He might have a problem, Sister Ruth. He might have a problem. He might have a bigger problem. You know.
No, that was shocking.
He needs some anointing oil and water.
No, he might be sick. He might be sick. You never can tell.
You know? Let me take some more comments from the chat. Let me take some more comments. Black Man is first says apps are great for sex and hookups, right? And if a woman needs a man and sex, and the sex word, YouTube don't strike me off, please. Or a man to touch, she can use an app. If a man needs a woman and her touch, he can use an app. Apps are just an option or tool to be used if you need it, like anything else that you use to your advantage. And he likes apps, obviously. And he says, well, I'm genuine and all women are safe with me. So it's more about who the woman is and is she truly genuine as well. And then Robin says, Ruth, dating apps means there are plenty who want to exploit you. Yes. Emotionally and probably financially. It's like going out into the road and saying to all your neighbors, I am lonely and horny.
Yes. I agree with you.
I never ever thought of it like that. Never. I never ever. Well, maybe because the only one I know I'm on is a so-called Christian one, and I know they're not. From when they try and send messages, I'm like, Christian, which part? You're poor, you're healed. Which part of you is Christian? Some of the things they say, they're even worse.
They're the worst.
Oh my goodness. Some of the ones that call themselves Christian and they're on this Christian dating app. Honestly, no. I've got about 10. I've got 10 in the inbox just from this week. If I ever want to expose them, I won't do that. I'm not going to do that, obviously. But it's serious out now.
Remember
last horrible.
Yeah, last week. Remember
that's horrible.
It's horrible.
Ruth, you were saying?
I'm just saying. Last week, I remember. I don't know if people remember me saying that I got onto the wrong app, and it was a hookup app, and I went on there by mistake because of my naivety, and I had 382 erect penises the next morning when that came up on my app. So, and I was thinking,
I never remember so fast to send pictures of their bits. What's that about?
It was just a hookup, and there's me with my big face. I got my face on this app, and I was just naive. But
you know something yet? Talking about pictures in apps like that, it's not only in dating apps you get that. I have had on my Facebook Messenger, men,
yes.
Right? Young, middle age, and older, sending me nudes.
Yes,
sending me all you
things away.
So I've got a friend. I got a friend that lives up the road here. Yeah, he was talking on some app with a woman, and she said like, "Oh, send me a picture of your things." Yeah, so he was like, "Yeah, no problem." So he did, and she sent him a picture back of her bigger things.
Oh, is that what's going on?
No, but listen, and when I get
No,
pictures
no,
like
Bob.
that, I just block them because I'm thinking, how would
No.
you don't even know me just because you like
Right?
me. You just send me pictures of your most private, intimate areas. Some of them they don't send it when it's lying down. They send it when it's so that I can see what I'm
Oh
getting.
God.
300.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
What?
I'm not kidding.
No,
I'm
it's true.
telling you no lie. I'm telling you.
But why
Yeah.
would
I've lost count
lie down
of
anyway?
love like that.
Sorry. How do you get to the sites, please?
Oh,
No,
it was
I'm
called
talking
ALD. I don't think
Facebook.
it exists
I'm
anymore,
talking,
Jules.
I'm talking
So you
Facebook
want to
here.
look at men's things,
On
Jules?
Facebook. On Facebook.
I've seen, yes, people have
If they
messenger.
send it to your messenger,
Yes,
they send
on
us
messenger.
pictures on their
Or
messenger, and
there's certain things you can
they
do to
sometimes
check
they
some
add
people off.
voice.
No,
Sometimes they add
that's
voice
stuff.
messages as well.
That's stuff you can do on your messenger to
I'm just,
cut off people who are not related to you or who are not
No, but
connected to you.
we're
I'm
media,
just
so
checking.
it's hard to do that.
Am I on the right podcast here? I'm just checking, man, because it was a
No,
clean
on
one.
Messenger,
Hmm?
it's very bad. It's really, really bad. It's so bad. Some of them they'll send you a picture. They'll pick up one of my regular pictures that I've posted on Facebook, and they'll put my picture next to their things. Them kind of messages, like this is
Are
what you
you
do.
serious?
This is what you do
No.
to me.
And you
No
don't
word
know
of a
these
lie.
people?
Oh, wow.
No, wait. You
It's
don't know
like a
these
remote
people?
control. I got told you're like an aerial. You got me my signals. So it was different things. It's no. Man, fix up, man. Come on.
Are you serious?
Let's stop this. Let's stop
Sorry,
this. Come on.
Roots, I have a question for you.
Yes.
There's something that's going on Facebook. You turn it up, you see videos. Can the bigger cats be scared of a smaller cat?
Can a bigger cat be afraid of a smaller cat?
Yes.
100%.
What do you mean?
Yes.
I tell you, cats don't mess around. You know, they can chase away bears, they can chase away dogs, they can chase away foxes. When a cat wants to protect another animal,
Because
or
there's
human,
this, I get to realize there's an AI thing. A couple of videos I've seen a cheetah being
How
chased away by a cat.
What does that got to do with syndrome?
cats
A
don't mess
domestic
around, you
cat
know.
will scare away a puma, a tiger,
Yes.
a lion.
Yeah, I've seen a tiger, I've seen a puma, I saw a cheetah, and the one I saw this afternoon
that
was
earlier as well.
the mountain
How do you
lion.
always make us
Yeah.
digress, rules? How do
You
you
know,
always?
so the little cat just did meow, and they vanished, but they were there to eat the dog, and the dog was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I've seen
Yeah.
cats protect dogs. I've seen cats protect cats. You can't mess with a cat. You know, the cat is.
Maybe we need. If I need a cat being a
Okay,
single woman,
that's
and then they'll get chased.
another
They'll
show.
chase away the bad men.
Okay, let me quickly check this texts, this chat, and then go to the next question because I'm looking at time. We're already almost an hour.
Woo.
Wow. Robin says, dating apps mean okay. I think we've talked about that. Black man is fair. If a woman is looking for sex, for me, she can get in contact with me. Anything I don't want to do, I wouldn't do. So it's never any issue. It's only a great tool to meet people. I'll quickly go down because there are quite a few texts coming in. Robin says, remember that it isn't just one way. Women of later generations seem to be refusing men earning, deadbeats earning like zero, less than maybe 5 million. They expect to be kept. They have nothing to provide for more than 5 years. So yeah, I know that nowadays the Gen Zs, they they want a man who's already loaded. They're not prepared to struggle with any man. They're not prepared to say, I want to work with you and grow with you. Ain't growing with nothing. As far as they're concerned, forget it. It's not going to happen. You have to come correct, which we old school will say, just support. But the problem is, oftentimes you finish supporting with the man and everything, and then when he's arrived, then you now start realizing that there's somebody else out there who he feels that he wants to. I mean, Black Man is Fair says, so get him the sense you want him to be in. LOL, don't throw him away. I think he's talking about men with foodies or whatever. Robin says, at Mercy, I am not a this or that or a minister. I am a galactic emperor. You better recognize, Mercy.
Okay. Okay then. I hear
And
you.
And he says, Mercy, I am not a this or that. I'm a galactic emperor, albeit in an infinite of different universes, but we are all emperors, empresses. So dating apps, really, you have to meet a person. So he doesn't believe in dating apps. And Adisa, thank you for joining. Adisa says, from a woman's dating app profile, it's often possible to tell how she has been treated in previous relationships. Male profiles tend to list their achievements rather than what they are looking for. Interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
Interesting take on that, Abdisa. Thank you for that. That's okay. Okay. That's cool. And then Black Man is Fair. Women are slow to the world and where we are at as human species and forget all we have come from, especially the history of America and sex and dating and mating in America. I know you, okay, so I take it you live in America. Okay. And you say and he says, I have been fairly successful on dating apps. Well done to you, Black Man is Fair, for being so successful in dating apps. Okay, so the next question then, guys, is why do good men and women keep ending up with emotionally unavailable partners? Mercy.
Why do good God? I need someone to tell me the answer to that one. I mean, no, you know what? I think if we're keeping it real, if you are genuinely a loving, open person, if you're someone who genuinely loves and loves hard, people tend to be drawn to that. And those that are drawn to that are usually those that lack it. So I think there's that element of when someone who doesn't have that emotional kind of connection, they also long for it as well, but they long for it in a very negative way, in a way that rather than come and learn and grow together and, oh yeah, you're really good for me, they drain your resources. And they drain you as a person. You know, they rather they break you because they don't really understand how you could be so nice, how you can be so caring, how you can be so genuinely loving. Like there's no strings attached. There's no you do me bad, I do you bad. If you're that person that is not like that, you tend to attract those people who are like that because they almost come in a way in which they want to test and see, are you really as good as you say you are? Like people say you're this good person, or you look like you're pretty and you're nice and you're cute and you talk right, act right. Let me just see if you're really what you're made of. And when you are, it's like, no, there must be a loophole. So they just keep trying and they keep trying and break it. And it just gets to the point where usually the one that is the giver, the lover, the kind one, whether man or woman, they just bounce because there's only so much, you can take. When someone's taking from you, you also need filling as well. And if you're with someone that doesn't fill you as well, then obviously at some point you're going to bounce. If you've got sense, obviously. Not everyone has.
The problem is some women, they act desperate.
Yeah.
And they subject themselves to narcissistic behaviors sometimes because the man sees that you really are into them or whatever. They don't have anything to offer you. You think, okay, if I leave this man who, I have probably, I'm probably in my 40s, 50s, 60s, or probably, a mother, so if I leave this man, let me just say, the devil, it's better than the angel you don't know. So they end up.
Don't let me know anyone. I'll be on my own. Like I like I was saying when we were having the conversation, I'm good in my space. I have joy. I have laughter. My environment is good, really, really good. So if you're stepping into my space,
You better
and you're
come
now going to
correct.
drain that.
You better
Like,
come correct.
baby, bye-bye. Because when you come into it, I am gonna, it's just how God made me. And there are some of us that are like that. Some of us are just joyful people. Some of us are just happy serving people. We like to serve. You know, we've been raised to serve. That's what we know to do. So if you now come into my space, I was at that place where I would just keep doing, but now, like, I am so happy. I am joyful. You know, mercy is my name. And so I will have mercy on you, but don't get it twisted. You're going to have to be in your own space, because I need that around me as well. You know, I need to give as much as I get and get as much as I give, both ways.
Can I
Ruth,
say,
you're going to say something.
I was going to say, some good men and some good women, they happen to have a savior complex, as it were. I'm always trying to fix someone. I'm such a good person. My love is so powerful. I can heal you. I can make you feel good. But because you feel that you can help that person, you pick the wrong person and they're unavailable emotionally. You always pick someone that you can fix. Not always. I'm talking about some people that have got a savior complex. And I'm always trying to fix somebody. But I think, I don't know.
You get to a stage where you can't keep doing that, though.
I always try to make a psycho, an emotional psycho happy. It's, but if they're unavailable, they're unavailable.
Yeah. Jules?
Well, I think in this case, we need to apply a kind of emotional intelligence to find the balance, because the universe had made it in a way that they try to get the peaceful man to merge with the unpeaceful woman, and the peaceful woman to merge with the unpeaceful man. And sometimes, like Cleopatra said, some women feel not comfortable on the zone, hoping that when they get attached to somebody, they're going to find everything working out. You know, insecurity on their own side, and feels that when you touch yourself with a man, unknown of what the man is made of, you get yourself busted. And I feel pity for those women. That lovely women out there, that they know peace. They want peace. They give peace. They have a certain level of energy. But to find the right guy to connect, to plug into, becomes a problem.
You've got, sorry to interrupt you, but you've also got people that just like drama. They just can't function.
There are women like that, and there are men like that, you know. They want to be heard.
Yeah,
Do you understand? Yeah, it's vice versa. Like I've been alone for close to 6 years. And I've stayed away from sex for like 4 years right now. It doesn't affect me. But you know what? It gives me peace, rest of mind. And when I'm in my house, I am sane.
And peace.
I'm not thinking about somebody coming to weigh me down, somebody to hook a chain on my neck. No, I don't want it. I don't want the drama. I don't want someone to say, oh, why are you lying down there? Get up there. Don't you know you need to go out and go? Even when I have nothing to do outside. Why are you kicking me out? What's that? What's the morale behind that? So I don't need those energy. I need sanity. I just need to be peaceful. And that's why I keep on talking about a companion that understands you, and you understand the companion as well. So you guys can be, well, but it's hard to find. Well, if you find one, I know that there are 3 ladies here and the guy that have got some level of energy, you know. I know Gary's got his own energy in a way that I can feel it. He can actually keep a good woman, but I don't know what his life is all about. But for me, it's good.
Talking about Gary, what's your take on it?
That's a difficult one. If I look at emotionally unavailable as kind of cold, then I think many of us, whether we ask for something or not to have something, we're essentially thinking of the same thing, and that's a cold-hearted person. I don't want that, or I do want that sort of thing, and so we all manifest it. So whatever, you know, they say we manifest what we think about, type thing. So whether we ask for it or against it, we manifest it. That's what we're thinking of, you know. And so, and what Ruth touched on is we have that savior thing. When you say good man and good woman, we have that savior thing where we end up with them because we are meant to end up with them because we are meant to help them. You know, it's part of our role as a human being, as a decent human being. You know, but the thing for me is the manifestation part, is the asking for it or not to have it. You're still asking essentially for the same thing.
Okay, nice one. These comments are coming in thick and fast. I'm just going to run through a few of them. Robin says people do need to be honest in dating apps as to what they want, idealistically versus in desperation. If people are honest as to who they are and what they want, why they want it, they are more likely to get it. And Robin also says, Mercy, yes, I am as good as I say I am, and I might as well be, but I don't have a chorus line of ladies saying which means it's probably saying so, which means it's probably is so. Women still like the bad boys, which is true. You have women like bad boys.
Some women. I'm ready for a good one.
Yeah, I'm ready for a dull, boring man with a bit of podginess.
No, I don't want a dull man. I was no.
A bit of podginess.
I just want a bit. I love jiggly flesh.
I don't want a dull man.
Okay.
No.
Nicely fleshed person. That's what I want. I want to put my.
I want a balanced man.
Ruth, don't mask it with the police attitude. You know, we can see the good cop and the bad cop in you already playing out. You know.
No, I just want a boring, dull man that can communicate. Is respectful, kind. It's a bit funny, but as long as he's got a bit of jiggly flesh, I'm done. I'm happy. I'm a happy person.
Well, you know what? Whatever rocks your boat, whatever girl, more power to you. You know.
That's about the boring.
For some reason, Black Man is Fair thinks women are ungrateful. Do you have a story to share about why women are ungrateful? Oh, I don't know, but I hope you find peace with whatever you've gone through. Black Man is Fair. Not all women are ungrateful. Some of us are actually grateful, but we don't want to be taken for granted. Joel,
nobody wants to be taken for granted.
Yeah. Joel Training says women should stop the desperation. I keep telling my single female friends, which is true. Mr. Solomon says
desperation. Some of us are not desperate. The men are. Personally, I've come across a lot of desperate men, extremely desperate. And this is, I'm not interested. Okay, but I'll be the daddy to your child. I'm not interested. Okay, but what do you need me to be? I'm not interested. Okay, but I'll move closer. I'm not like. No, there are, when you go, okay, this is an example. When you go on the dating apps now, or TikTok is another platform that I just just come out, and I'll mention this now. I was just roaming, and I commented on somebody's post because they said that women in their mid-30s to 40s, past 40, are too desperate now. They will go for any kind of man, and when they were younger, they were refusing men left, right, and center. Always refusing men. So the woman was advising younger women to get with any man they can get with when they're young, because they're going to be even more desperate when they're in their 30s and 40s. It was my 45th birthday when I read that message. And I commented and I said, well, I'm 45 today, 4 children, and I've got plenty of men chasing me. Rich, young, old, different cultures in different countries. I am definitely not desperate, and I'm definitely still selective. And that was my comment. And obviously I had some of my African brothers saying, go and sit down. You finished having your children. All you need is someone to give you good time. Sit down. And then there were the others who were like, actually, you're right. You should still be selective. But what that did was the person who created that post then started commenting as well. And I wanted to know a bit more about him. So I went onto his page, and I had no idea that he was a dating TikTok page, what do you call it, platform. So I entered his page, he's having a live, and straight away he brings me up on the screen, and I was looking okay, you know. I'm on this big screen and they're like, oh, we have Mercy G here. She's single, intentionally single, and I'm gonna hook her up today. Don't worry, don't be scared of men. We're gonna give you a good man, don't worry. I had three, yeah. And instantly there was and there was men and women on this platform all looking for love. And this one guy's hooking people up. And I'm like, I'm not looking for a man though. I had 360 something men in my inbox that day. Most of the men that was on that most of the people on that platform were men. So for me, it's like when I'm looking at these apps, it's men. There are a lot of single men who are really wanting to be in something, whether it's the situationship, proper relationship or marriage. There seems to be a lot of single men out there.
Yeah.
You're a hot girl. 360 men at once.
Yeah.
So you're a queen in your island. I'm telling you, you know.
It's not flattering.
Says,
it's not flattering. It's noise.
Mr. Solomon says good people end up with emotionally unavailable bad people because of their pure heart, that they do not see the red flags, which is also a point. Which is also a point, because they try to see the best in everybody, and they believe whatever anybody says.
Why put bad on emotionally unavailable? Why does it have to be bad?
Well, say that again, Gary.
Somebody is emotionally unavailable, right? For me, okay, Gary, let me answer that question. I know I don't have.
I didn't hear his question.
Unavailable, bad people. Why do they have to be bad to be emotionally unavailable? Why is that?
Let me answer that question. I don't have much. I don't like to have much of an opinion when it comes to this, this show. But when it comes to, if an emotionally unavailable man says to a woman outright, I don't want anything more than just, a platonic friends with benefits, whatever. I don't want to really get in, I don't want to go into a deep relationship with you from the very get-go, then that's fine. Okay, at least she knows what she's. If she still says, if she hasn't got the Jesus complex and she wants to go in and say, maybe I will change him, then But if she says, okay, I'm all right, with it, I feel the same way. Let's just be, no commitment. That's fine. But where you probably give the woman the impression from the very beginning that you want to love, you're ready for love, you're ready for a relationship, you want to take it further with the right person or whatever. And then the woman now says, okay, this is probably the right person and all that. And you say, if you have kids already, I'm prepared to, be a father to those kids or whatever. The woman says, wow, this is kind of man I want. And then all of a sudden the man turns around and tells you, actually, I kind of like don't feel that way anymore. And I just feel like, and then the woman obviously is left hanging. So I think, and because she has a pure heart, she believed anything you said. There were no red flags for her, because as far as she was concerned, why would you lie to her? So that is a problem on its own, so.
But some men don't even some men or women, they don't realize that then they have issues with emotional availability. Some people, the truth is that they don't know what love is. They don't know, they don't really know or understand what love is, what emotional togetherness is, balance is. There are a lot of people who are, unfortunately, they haven't experienced. And like I say, it starts from like childhood. They just don't know. And it's not until, and that's why for me now, I don't blame people too much in terms of what they come with. It's up to me to say, I recognize it, I now see it, and there is no way I'm going near that, because I'm not ready to deal with that. I'm not going to try and correct the things your mama never did or your daddy never did. I'm gonna leave you to God. If God can heal you and help you, let you have your time and let God do that for you and with you. And that's what you need. But I'm not going to jump in and try and be that for you unless I'm ready for the work that needs to be done. Unless I'm ready to sacrifice myself, my time, my own emotions, my own needs, then fine. But if you're not going to do that, then you need to stay away from such people. Don't go in expecting to change something that is bigger or deeper than you. And it's not personal. you can't take it personal, because if they're that way towards you, they may be that way towards the next person and the next person and the next person.
Pattern with
So
them.
you
Yeah.
can't take, it's a pattern. So don't take it personally. You know, just know your strength, know what your value, know your needs, and meet the needs of someone who can also meet yours. It's an exchange. Relationship is an exchange. It's sacrifice on both parts, you know.
Yeah,
And
we're looking at a
not everyone
complete
understands
thing,
that.
we're looking at a relationship as such, but a good man or woman does not necessarily relate to their intentions. So if their intentions is to get something physical, then an emotionally unavailable person is probably good for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Right.
I'm married, but
Right.
I'm available, but not
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah, but
Right.
honesty should be the key, though, from the very get-go.
Good point. Yeah.
Let down.
Yeah, but it depends. It depends what you say good man or woman wants.
Yeah.
You know, so they
A
may
good
not
woman will want a
they
good
may not want
man
someone
who would
that's
appreciate her and love her and care for her. That's what a good man wants.
yeah,
A good
yeah.
But
woman
what's
wants
good
But it
for
doesn't work
you,
like
what's
that.
good for you
It
may
doesn't
not be
work like
good
that
for
all the
me.
time.
There's some women that are emotionally lacking as well. Like, I know family members, they're not into the lovey-dovey, kissy, hold my hand. There are some women that are not even into that.
absolutely.
And there are some women that it's about knowing each other's love
Your love
language.
language.
It's about knowing each other's values. If
Yeah.
they align, you know, it's so much bigger than just the chemistry. You can
I
have
know.
chemistry with anybody. When that dies, what's left? Nothing.
I know
Arguments.
good woman, and she called me one time. She said, "Are you at work?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I'll meet you down there. Let's have lunch or whatever." We
Quickie.
sat down,
Love,
and
sorry.
she said, "G, I'm seeing 5 men at the moment."
What?
Yeah,
She's
and
seen 5 men?
and 4 of them are married. Yeah, so they were kind of emotionally unavailable. It didn't mean that they were bad. It didn't mean that she was good or bad. But I'm just saying, it really depends. It takes all sorts, man. So there's no good
Wow.
and bad on either side, really.
That's bad.
So she was a single woman with no other relationships, and she was dating 5 other men,
For marriage.
4 of which were
I
married
I
men.
I can't associate with that because I met a lady who is involved with
Wow.
multiple men,
No.
and she said that's her life, and it's the way she is. She can't love. She can't even settle for any.
But
But
usually
that's where
Yeah,
she
she
there's
needs
built.
a
Jesus.
problem. There is
She needs
a reason
deliverance.
for that.
No,
Yeah,
she
she
gone
needs
through something
deliverance.
before. She had a past that she doesn't want to go back into anymore, and that
Yeah.
past is what is actually driving her. She loved so much, gave so much, but she was so beaten, so brutalized that she decided, like, I need to be on my own. No man, just me and me alone. Anybody that comes is a passing person. If you want to
Yeah.
stay, you be on your own lane. And when she's got your time, she'll give you service. If she doesn't have her time, sorry about that.
She'll give you
I don't like.
service.
You want to keep running your life like this? But she's surviving because those
She's
people are her
giving
paycheck.
service.
All of them, they are her
No.
paycheck. So
Anyway,
she's not doing any.
Circumstances.
that's yeah, that could never
Everyone's
happen.
different. Yeah.
That doesn't make her good or bad.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's purely down to circumstance.
yeah,
I
there's a
don't know about
circumstance that
that. I
she's
mean,
dealing with.
to give
She
yourself
goes to
to
work.
5
She goes
different
to work
men.
once a week. She goes to work once a week, but
No, not that one. I'm talking
she's got
about
everything she wants. You know.
Mercy, I was
Well,
talking about Jules's scenario, not
Okay. Okay, yeah. I just could never, I think, yeah, if you're talking about relationship and dating, and if you're single, be single. If you want to date, date. But to be giving yourself to multiple men intimately, or to multiple women intimately, and maybe that's just my Christian side, I think, maybe, definitely, absolutely. I can't come to terms with that. That's a hard one for me.
Let me take this text from Robin. Robin says, Jules, there are men and women who want the handcuff treatment. They want to be and know that they are bad and want to be punished, and often spend a lot of money to do so. Well, I've seen some cases like that. So actually, some men wear diapers and they want the woman to be
That's not. That's not real.
those are
Yeah.
That's
Sister
nasty.
Ruth. Sister
That's
Ruth.
nasty.
fetish.
Have you ever had a man ask you to put on your uniform? Like,
Huh?
But I
Excuse
have.
me?
I have.
and
Unless,
have
Yeah,
you?
if you're married
unless
with your
uniform,
partner,
yeah,
yeah, if you're with your
100%.
partner.
Yeah. What do you
No,
ask me in
Mercy,
particular?
Your ex-copper.
Mercy, Mercy,
No,
can you say that again?
someone asked me to put on the police uniform. Now,
Yeah.
I worked as a civil servant, but
Okay.
I'm actually giving away a secret, haven't I? Yeah, yeah. Someone asked me to put on a little nursing outfit, which is very.
Yeah.
It barely covered my bum cheeks.
Which
Oh, yeah.
I borrowed afterwards. That's
And then I serviced,
for another show.
and then I helped him afterwards. Yeah,
You helped him off the floor.
I
Let
served
me
him.
take one or two more.
Oh, we're getting hot now. We're getting hot now.
Mercy.
Two more chats before we go into
It's a
the
long-term
other question.
relationship, so anything goes, doesn't it? Anyway, it's a
Well,
long-term relationship.
well,
It's not like
Mr. Solomon
I've never
says,
seen 5 men. I've seen one man for a long time, and he asked me.
yeah, he wants you to put on a uniform and hey, you know. Gary, what's up? Gary, you blush. Gary, what's up? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
let me take this
You
chat
like-
from let me hold on a minute, guys.
Please tell me you know I was joking about the nursing uniform.
Guys,
Well-
let me take this chat because we are running out
Yes,
of
you
time
would.
now.
It was not.
They're getting too excited. Host,
Guys,
the heat
guys,
is on.
Sorry.
guys, hold on a minute,
It wasn't a
please.
nursing
Cleopatra.
uniform. It was a
Guys,
waitress
please,
uniform.
one moment, please. I'm looking at time. It's already almost 1:30. Yeah, we still have quite a lot of chats here and some.
Okay, let's have them.
I'm just going to jump some of the chats, guys. I'm sorry I can't read all the chats, but keep them coming in, right? Rita says there is no perfect relationship out there, as all relationships takes time during time, understanding, respect, and commitment, right? And Black man is first. They stop trying to tell grown people what to do and who to suck it to and who to love and sex, because it is personal and should be respected. Most people will get together and break up all their lives. You know, I guess there are people like that. And dress up nice. Dress up is nice and fun for sex. People respond to people in uniform, which is true. Do you show? Do you? Yeah, he says, do you, and show off what you what you do, and stop crucifying the rest of the world. Yeah, I mean, do you, boo? If it spices up, I have no problem. As a matter of fact, I have some of those numbers myself when I was. I got no problem with that, boo boo. If you are with the right person, I have the one for hair hostess. I have the one for a cook. I have the one for maid. I have the one for policewoman.
Cleopatra, you are hot.
5 or 6 outfits that
You
are
are
waiting
hot.
for the right guy.
Okay, so we don't call you queen for
Cleopatra,
nothing, right?
I didn't know you're that. This is a real queen,
Okay.
I'm telling you,
There are levels.
listen, with the right man, when I meet the right man, ooh, child.
Ooh,
Cleopatra.
child.
Nah, no, they call you Queen Cleopatra. Yeah.
One and only,
Gary's
boo-boo,
like,
the one
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
only.
I
talking
see.
about.
Okay, and let me ask this question then also, right? Why do people ignore red flags
Oh my God.
when dating online? I mean, Solomon did mention about red flags earlier. It says good people sometimes ignore red flags because their heart is pure, so they don't really see the bad or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well, they see it, but just ignore it because they want to see.
They see it. They just don't want, they don't just care. That's just it.
When you're on an
They
app,
see.
If you put it on
Because
a
they
light
come back to
note,
testify. I saw the red flag, but I couldn't hold it. I couldn't manage it, but I just need to do what I need to do. So people do see, they see the red flag. They just don't want to.
If you're sitting, you're having a meal with your partner, yeah, and it's like, for me, I'll always pay for the meal. I believe, for me, it's a man's thing. Yeah, you should pay for the meal, right? But it's nice when a person says, would you like me to, they won't even finish the sentence because I want to pay for it, but it's nice to hear it.
To hear it.
It doesn't mean it's a red flag for me, for her not to say it, but it's nice to hear it. But I'll ignore a little bit of cray if it means I'm going to get dessert after dessert. so
You would ignore a bit of cray. You don't get some sudden.
Yeah. I'll ignore if it means I get what I want. I'm not desperate. I'll ignore a little cray.
I think on apps you ignore it, don't you? You ignore because you have optimism and you have hope that this is the right person for you, and so you kind of ignore the red flags. But I am the worst person for red flags. My brother would know. He knows. I mean, I can give you an example of a person I ended up with for a long time. But on the first date, he was red flag. He was literally a walking red flag. I mean,
why? Well, like what?
Well, do you
know
hummingbirds in Thornton Heath?
Hummingbird. No, don't know.
No, it's a restaurant. It's a Caribbean restaurant in my first date. I'm talking about my first date. The first day I met this guy. Okay. So when you go into Hummingbird, and they've got a table of 20 people, so you've got all these lovely couples around this table. And when we went into the restaurant, the first thing he did was close the door on my face. He slammed the door on my face, and everyone's going, shame. And there's me going, it's all right. It doesn't matter. And then, and then I came out of that restaurant after I think I probably paid, and then we decided to take a bus home. It's quite close. And then I was standing at the bus stop, and there was a queue to get in, and I looked up, and he was already sitting upstairs before I even got on the bus. Then, at nearly
stop. This is
I know. And
patience.
I know, and I've got
can't take no more.
Let me tell you one more thing.
They've been happily married for 3 years now.
No, and then the next thing he did, he at New Year's, I was really sick and I couldn't go out, and so he said, I'm coming. I'm going to come and see you. 11 o'clock came, midnight came, 1 o'clock came, 3 o'clock came, 4 o'clock came, 5 o'clock came. And then he sent a text. He said, "Thank you for a lovely evening, my Nubian queen. We had such a good time."
Hey, for real?
I know, I tell you. And then I said, all right, I'm not going to be with this guy. Leave me alone. Stop. He kept calling me. 2 weeks later, he moved into my house with black bags. And then,
Wait. What?
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
The guy that slammed the door in your face, left you waiting outside the bus stop while he was already upstairs, didn't come and see you while you were sick, moved into your house, moved into your home,
and then I had two children with him 13 years later.
How on the backside?
Wait,
what?
He moved into your house with kids?
I'm done. Okay, you can have it done now, Cleopatra. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All through a relationship, my friend used to go, really.
Yeah, no.
I need an ambulance. I need to go into the A&E right now. This story is, oh my God, it's offering me right now. Seriously?
No, baby,
wow.
No.
Well,
I know I can be crazy, but not as crazy as that. What?
Okay.
The thing is that, as I said, I've got the savior complex. You sort of think you can help that person, you can fix that person.
Oh, you're not saving him. You were thinking. You're sinking in the quicksand.
I was asleep.
Maybe the Vicky was nice and good for she and it really did do her good, and that could have been it. Because that's what let's be real.
Believe me,
let's be real. Some of us say that. When we say, why is it women or men go into certain relationships and stay there? Sometimes people stay for the sex. Sometimes the thing's sweet and they can't get enough.
No.
I know people who
sometimes.
No. I know women. I know women who have said, and this is their quote: the guy has got nothing, like he's bad, he's nasty, he has no manners, he doesn't even get a good D. He's got a good, he can put it down.
Are you serious?
As they're concerned, that's enough for them.
That's a no.
Are
Yeah,
you
that ain't
serious?
enough for me. I'm
Then I should
sorry.
win an award. I should win an award then.
Yeah, I
But
know.
that's true. I should win an award. I don't need it, man.
No,
My
but
heart is.
You should win an award. We
that's
need to hear
that's
from an ex to come to confirm that,
yeah, but
Jules.
that's
That's a big
Say it
statement.
again.
I can see a
Say it
red
again.
I said we need to hear from an ex to confirm your statement.
Yeah.
What kind of statement you want to confirm? The statement of having it down there, or what?
No, you just said that it's good with you. Like you should win an award if that was the case. So the only one that can say that is your ex.
And why are they an ex? If that was so, if you
Why
were
will my ex come and say something good about me? They might say something awful, but that's not even the issue. I've been out of the rag for a while, man.
No, but if the
Like I
things were
said, my
nice, they're
peace of
nice.
mind
Us
is very
women are not
important.
like that. No, us women are
Well,
not like that. If the
it all
things are nice,
depends. It
they're
depends on
nice.
how
We
you
will say
part
he's
way with the
rubbish.
person, though.
No. Us women will say the man is rubbish and full of, but the things were nice. It was sweet. That's one thing we will say. We can
Do
say
you
that
want
a
the
man
proof?
was
Do
not
you want the
so.
proof? Then you can come around and try it. Then
Let's
you
go
don't
back
need to get someone else to testify for you.
see, you got an
Let me just
invitation.
very quickly just take a step back a second. Let me just go back to what Ruth was saying, right? As bad as that sounds, as bad as that sounds, it
Yeah.
produced two children that
Right.
blessed this earth.
I know. I hear
No,
that.
I don't mean just normal children.
I
They
hear that.
are incredible.
Stand up.
I hear that.
They're so pleasant and respectful and wonderful.
I mean, look at their
Wow.
mama.
Every disappointment has a blessing in disguise,
So
and those
for
are
Ruth to
the
look
I
blessings.
get that.
to ignore all those red flags, all of them, and there was a holy for them, right? I even mentioned a couple myself, right? All the red flags, those two children, man.
Are the icing on the cake. They made it worthwhile. They made that door slam worthwhile. Like, okay, I got my
I mean, I got hit in the head too hard,
Oh wow.
Okay,
Well,
got
you know
one
what?
more
That's the one thing
person.
you can say, the children that are blessings, and I can testify to that.
Thank you, Gary. And your children are beautiful as well. They're amazing. Beautiful.
Oh,
That's
Beautiful.
nice.
But thank you so much for saying that. And I agree that when I think about it, that's why I'm in my bubble, because they're just amazing to just be at home with. They're funny, they're intelligent, they communicate. They're wonderful, wonderful kids.
Oh.
My brother's children, amazing children. You see how
The ex-wife, the wife must have done a good job, not from the guy.
Well
The kids didn't get from
well
the
done.
guy. They got from the woman.
You heard what my daughter said about her dad the other day.
Positive.
Robin
Well done.
says, black man is fair. No man or woman should do anything for their intended or actual. They should want to, once they acknowledge and trust each other before then, e.g. dating is a dance. When I like a woman, I am moved by her. I will approach her and want to do things that please her. That's what black man is first says. Let me ask this final question, because we have to really start rounding up now. So, like, what does it take? I mean, like nowadays, what does it really take to find lasting love in this modern world that we're in now? What will it take to find a love that would last forever?
We're all single. Are we the right people to ask that question to?
I know. We're all single,
I mean, for people who are single, they've been around the block for a little while, so they should know exactly what they want now. If they want a lasting love,
Yeah, that's a different question. Yeah, we know what we want. Yeah, we know what we want. But what does it
my
take?
fat man. My fat man with wiggly flesh. Come, I'm ready.
lasting love, though, like what would it take? So I mean, what would it take to find lasting love? Personally, I would say to find lasting love, you have to be ready to give lasting love.
Yes, right.
To the right person.
Anything and absolutely everything you have and is prepared to throw at it. That's what it's going to take.
Exactly. No plan B. No plan B. No, because some people
You
actually
can't
get
give what
into
you
a
don't have.
relationship. Some people get into a relationship thinking, look, listen, I'm not here to take any nonsense. If you misbehave, I'm out. Because they got somebody else or whatever. But once you already have that mindset that things may go wrong, self-fulfilling prophecy would always take its course at some point. Yeah. But if both people want lasting love, then they work at it. So even when there's a problem, they still say, look, listen, I love you. We're not breaking up, but let's deal with this, because they want a lasting love.
One of the biggest things is constant communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Observation of self. Look at your own behavior and be flexible with it. So
Yeah.
if you know that you're going off track, then you need to be flexible with your behavior and put your ass back on track to do the right thing for your partner, for you.
Agreed.
Do you know what I mean? For you too. So
very true. I
I
agree.
think for me, it has to be sacrificial. I think a lot of people don't understand what sacrificial love is, you know. And when I talk about sacrificial love, I mean when you both have that understanding that my love is your love, and I'm not about to bust into a Whitney Houston song, but what I mean by that is that I am willing to do anything for you as I would do for myself. And it's also about that. And I know we talked about the Jesus complex, but if you do have somebody that understands and they're of that same alignment as you, mindset as you, your relationship is more than likely to last. And I think when values align, people tend to just go for chemistry and the visuals instead of values, commitments, and responsibilities. I think when you understand what the values are, the commitments are, and the responsibilities are, and you're able to communicate that effectively, that relationship is going to last. You know, that relationship is more than likely to last. It definitely would with me, because I definitely am that person that your values have to align itself with mine now. Your commitments, I need to be able to meet yours and you be able to meet mine. We need to be able to find that balance. I'm not always going to be 100% energy, so you're going to have to top me up sometimes, and sometimes I'm going to need to top you up. I'm not going to expect you to be given all the time. But at the same time, we both have to be at a place where we understand where each other's coming from, and we're always willing to take the log out of our own eyes before we kind of attack the other person. That is when you have that kind of mentality, and you're not always finger pointing and blame gaming. You know, you did this to me, I'll do that to you. Oh, you did, and reminding people of their past. I can't stand that. No, move forward. You know, deal with what you needed to deal with, and then find a way to just move past certain things. You know, sometimes you can hold your mouth. You don't have to put your point across all the time. Hold your mouth if you can, and speak up if you can, but do it out of love. Do it from a place where you're not blame gaming. Actually, what you want to do is you want to build and make things work. So that's what I would say.
Have a mutual respect.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Ruth, we're saying something?
I'm just going to say have a mutual respect for one another. I agree 100% with Mercy about just said mutual respect, communication, as Gary said, and Jules said, and I just an alignment. My strong thing is beliefs. I've got certain beliefs, and if those beliefs don't align with my beliefs, then there's always going to be conflict. So, but I'd just say mutual respect.
There's got to be a level of compromise, though, isn't there?
Uncompromised,
Yeah.
On both sides. You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Some romance with some silence. Ain't nothing going on with the rent.
You know that song, huh?
This is there's no finance, no romance, no romance.
We're talking about relationships and support and commitment and all that sort of stuff, especially support. One of the biggest things right now, and I'm smacking my hand because this is so important. You got the audience here, you got the people watching, and thank you everyone for watching and all that. And this is not me ending the show or anything like that, but it is so important. Yeah, when you watch a show, watch it to the end, like it, and subscribe, please. Please.
Share.
Mercy, Cleopatra. Everyone's asking you.
Yeah, so I can get the bit of it.
Send it out to your peeps, your friends. Subscribe. It's free. Subscribe.
It's free. Gary, honestly.
Because Cleopatra works so hard to put this show out.
Sleepless nights, I tell you. Sleepless nights. I work sometimes till the morning. Actually, this whole week, I have not, it's like this morning I walked till about 4 a.m. I worked till about 4 a.m. this morning just to make sure everything is right. And then I had to stay to be in the church service. And then I'm here now. Do you know what I mean? I only managed to catch 1 hour's nap just so that I don't go like this when the show is on. You know what I mean?
And you're looking so,
Guys,
you know, we
guys,
wouldn't
I
let
might
you
be
do
signing
that.
out soon. My battery is almost gone. So
Right.
if you shut me out, I might see you guys some other time.
Hopefully next time charge your phone before the show.
It was 100%.
But
It was 100%.
let me quickly take this chat from Mr. Sommer. Says there's no lasting love anymore. When you are with someone, it is just your turn. So do your best and be fair and enjoy it while it lasts.
And keep it running.
You know, keep it running. I mean, what can I say? This show has been like, I knew it was going to be this good, you know, and I just want to say a big thank you. Thank you so much for you know, your contributions, my royals. But my guests, you know, honestly, you guys are just, I wasn't wrong when I said you guys are firebrands. You brought fire, and you were real and you were authentic and you just laid it down like it is. And I love and appreciate every single one of my guests for being so real and for all your insights tonight and your sharing your experiences. My royals, you guys have been just fantastic. Let me quickly just summarize this for my own, though. You know, whether modern love is broken. I would say, well, modern love may not be broken, but nowadays it seems bruised, misunderstood, and starved of truth. You know, we've turned it, you know, like this dating game into a gamble, right? We've turned love into a performance, you know, but beneath the filters that we see and the fear and the false starts, love is still there though. Love is still there. There's still love in our hearts, right? It's not gone. It's just waiting for us to rise to its level, right? It's waiting for us to choose depth over drama and truth over trends and connections over convenience, you know. I know a lot of people talked about, you know, these dating apps where they do hookups and all that, but would you, if you keep doing hookups though, this is not me trying to be, you know, Sister Cleopatra, but you know, when would you, everybody needs love. At some point in time, hookups will come and go and you feel you need something more because there's still that void. And that void, apart from Jesus that fills that void, you need love. Okay? So love hasn't failed us. We've failed to honor love, you know, but tonight, my rose, we can change that. You know, we can change that. We're here to, we are learning together and we're healing together and we are daring to love differently now. All right. So let's be that generation that brings love back to life. You know, let's date with clarity, with love, with courage, and walk in purpose, not pressure. Because real love isn't dead. It's simply waiting for hearts that are brave enough to fight for it. Right. That's how I feel, you know, that it's just waiting. And you know, so what can I say, guys? You know, just be true to yourself when you want to, when you're going into a relationship, be true to yourself. What do you really want in this relationship? Do I want friends with benefits? Do I want real love? If you want real love, like Mercy and everybody said, love is sacrifice, right? Make sure you put the commitment to it and sacrifice to it. If you know you just want friends with benefit, let them know from the very get-go so that nobody's going to say, you broke my heart or you let me down or whatever, you know? So like Gary said also, please, you know, share this show, you know, and every single time you get the notification, please share and subscribe. We need to get to 1,000 people by December. Okay, and we are not anywhere near there. Subscription is free. Please share. Okay, and don't forget, we got the famous mug. Oops. You got
Real
the
love.
mug. So
I got
my
some
guests are going to
real
get a
love.
mug each, but for you guys, if you bring people in to subscribe and they subscribe and you get 20 subscribers in, you get a mug. And listen, look at it. It's got the beautiful brand that you're royal. Okay, so you get one of these from the queen herself. Okay, so please, guys, subscribe. I love you all for watching tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I cannot believe that we exceeded 90 minutes. Oh my gosh. But thank you.
Real love.
We
I got something
a doctor
rocking.
coming in. We've got a doctor coming in next week. So remember,
for the song.
Something sounding love.
Guys, we've got
No,
Feel
don't
free.
do it.
Please
Baby,
let me
baby, no,
finish.
no.
Let me finish.
Oh, behave yourself.
I'm still talking.
Sorry.
We've got a resident doctor coming in next week, like I said at the beginning of the show. If you have any medical conditions that you want the doctor to answer, please send me an email to empowerlifewithcleopatra@gmail.com. Any conditions that I've already started getting, because I did mention to a few friends during the week, and I'm already getting emails and messages about certain conditions. But next we're talking about arthritis. So bear that in mind. By the grace of God, he will be here to talk about that medical condition. That's Dr. Sonny Ahonse, right? Will be coming next week to talk about arthritis. And from time to time, he will come onto the show to talk about different kinds of medical conditions and all that. And it's going to be like a surgery. So if you've got any problems or whatever, just come and talk about your medical conditions. And then he'll prefer solutions and advice for you as well. Guys, thank you so much. Until next time, thank you for watching. Be bold, be smart, be kind, but most of all, be empowered. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Mercy. I love you guys. I love you, my royals. Bye for now. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
That's
Empower life with Cleopatra. Awaken the best version of you. Unlock your true potential. Empower your mind, body, and soul. Live with intentions, live with a purpose. Empower your dreams, make it happen today. No matter your age, rise and shine. Live boldly, live authentically. It's your time to rise and shine. Empower life with Cleopatra. Awaken the best version of you. Your journey starts today. You've got one life to live. Love yourself, be kind to others, break free and let your spirit soar. Empower life with Cleopatra. Will help you awaken the best version of you.